Streaming cyberspace into your place, sanctioned by the Bootleg Racing League from Southern National Speedway. It's the Virtual Grip Network's opening round coverage of the SK Modified Invitational Series, Season 35. Well, it's the top of the first hole, the opening frame, the cue ball break. It's all the offs, be it kick, tip, or face. The starting pistol, on guard, shuffle up and deal. Yes, Season 34 is now just a sweet, misty, watercolored memory for its champion, Todd Liston. But here tonight, those memories are nothing more than scattered pictures of the miles we left behind. And while Liston hopes it can be that simple again for everyone else, what's too painful to remember, they simply choose to forget. Time has rewritten every line, and drivers have a chance to do it all again. So pull the lever on the lazy boy and settle in for not the way things were, but the way the simulated short track racing action about to stream your way will be. Beneath the weight of a Carolina blue sky, a warm Tar Heel hello and welcome on this Friday night, March 22nd, 2024. Papa John Hine will soon be joining yours truly, Bill Soups on high up in the VGN broadcast booth to bring you our Word's Eye view. We play Ryan Seneca, turn the knobs and pushing the sliders. And speaking of my partner, John Hine is on track right now, piloting the VGN Thunderbolt Grease Slapper. John, how's it feel out there?
Oh man, I tell you, another quick track. We ended the season last season in SK's F5 flags, and you kind of remember the event when we started out. You could flat-foot it around. Well, here's another track that you've got a lot of on-throttle time, which means passing is going to be incredibly difficult. I'm behind the number 6 here of Kurt Smith, and you know you can get right up on somebody, but if you get under him here, this is where the trouble is going to happen. You get your nose down here, get somebody onto the outside here, and if you get down too far off the track on this yellow line, look what happens.
Oh my, watch out, Kurt!
Around you go. So that's what you want to avoid. You want to stay on the track. Try not to get under that. They're not really a yellow line, but not get off that race surface down there. If you do that, you're going to end up facing the wrong way, just like I am here. And I don't think I'm going to pull into traffic and continue on any further. But
that was well done, John. Careful, he's going to pull it out. Watch out, they'll slap you with the penalty and suspend you there. We won't see you next week on track. Hide behind the wheel. You know, it's brought to you, and this entire broadcast is made possible thanks to the generosity of our viewers. Boy, we really do appreciate it. Pizza money for everybody up here in the booth. Hey, I want to talk about a few of the drivers that are out there right now warming up. Some guys to keep an eye on. How about we look at Todd Liston? You know, he took the championship with a win and 3 seconds. It's one thing to win a championship. It's another thing to do it with a win. And then it's another thing to win a championship on the broadcasted series here on Friday night. So congratulations there to Todd for doing that in his multicolored number 87. Two guys who tied for second. Let's go ahead and put them on the screen. We're talking about Matt Hoos. And there we see Matt Hoos coming around. And also Jeffrey Harden. Those two guys finished in a deadlock for second. Now, get this. Not only did they finish the same amount of points behind, they had the same amount of wins, same amount of top 5s, same amount of top 10s. Oh, there's some excitement going on out there. There's going to be a tiebreaker water balloon fight. That's going to be scheduled for mid-April. We're going to bring that to you. Double Deuce Bruce Pearson, he came in 4th position, and he had his 2nd career win last season. So that was a nice job from him. Tom Hilbert was 6th in the points. He got close in the post-race interview. He finished 4th at Lanier. John Wilson, how about him? 7th. He had a consistent season as well. Donnie Moore is going to be with us this season. He's the old number 26. He's got himself 5 championships to his name, the last one being season 32. Joe Segala be back this season. He's here tonight. He's the season 29 champ. Sadly, one driver who is not here. He led all drivers in incident points and earning him a 1-race suspension in the process. Mr. Aggressive himself, Chris Davis, finished 10th in points. He'll have a hard time doing that again as, he's going to have to sit this season out. With that said, let's go ahead and run down the grid for you right now. Nice full grid to start the season. How about A healthy 19 drivers here. John, on the top row, it's our defending champ, Todd Liston, with Bruce Pearson outside of him.
In the next row, it's going to be Tom Hilbert, and to his outside will be Chris Hazlett.
Then it's John Wilson and Steven Spies and his familiar number 12 nickel.
Starting 7th will be a former champion. That's the number 81. That's Joe Segala. And to his outside, the 25 of Brendan Myers.
Row 5 is going to be filled up by Ricky Harden, who finished second in points, right next to Matt Hoos, who finished second in points.
Jeff Harden finishes. Going to start 11th. To his outside will be Donnie Moore.
Got my Hardens mixed up. Jeffrey was our second place driver. Jason Menden, Stephen Hilbert, the Chief, going in the next spot.
Kurt Smith and the Boss Man will occupy 15th and 16th.
Newcomer Scott Negas, John Hine, who's not racing, of course. He was Hine behind the wheel, and Alan Wanamaker, 2 newcomers down there in the 17th and 18th spot. Behind the wheel, the pace car, a woman no man could successfully give up for Lent, the perfectly mesmerizing Josie Kirkland. With that said, we are glad you are here for one more season. 11 races on tap. The slate is wiped clean. Everybody is in a tie for first place right now. We turn our attention to Todd Liston. On the outside of him is the number 93 of Chris Hazlick, who got moved up a spot as Bruce Pearson. Now here comes Bruce on the number 22, going to try to sneak in and take his spot if he can.
Yeah, they gave him an extra pace lap because of that, too. He stopped over in turns 3 and 4 for a minute, maybe to adjust his wheel or something, and it was nice of Josie to give him an extra lap.
Oh, that was nice of her, wasn't it? Well said, John. All right. Well, Josie's coming out of corner number 4 now. She pulls the pace car down. You know what to do. Chuckle-luck, makes you want to hide-ho.
Oh, big stack up in the back.
Do they keep going? No caution yet. Boy, they were... One driver that really got bumped off was Jeffrey Harden, the man who finished second in points. They all keep going. It was an accordion effect. Now the caution comes out.
Yeah,
was it
looks
a
like
late?
Segala. No, we got, I believe it might be Segala that got turned over in 3 and 4. Looks like might have got tagged by
the number
your
3
boothmate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ricky got in there.
Oh, and you know what? Matt Hoos slid the rear end of that car into the outside wall there. That'll be interesting to see if he got any damage from that.
Yeah, and Segala really backed it up because he was worried about getting into John Wilson, so he really got off the throttle and kind of caught Ricky Harden by surprise. Once again, this season we're going to do the consumption game, and we're adding one more circumstance where you can all take a drink. Every time I get the Hardens confused, they are not related. Ricky and Jeffrey.
Oh, good Lord. Our audience is going to have a drinking problem by the end of the season then.
No, I got it figured out here. Hey, we got time here. The lights are still on the pace car. John, who you want to talk to?
Well, why don't we talk to Todd Liston? You know, he's a contender for the series. He's up front, and we can talk to him.
You got him.
Oh, hey, Todd, this is John. You got a copy?
Hey, yeah, dude, John. How's it going?
Going well, man. I tell you what, new season, fresh start. You got a clean windshield, nobody out in front of you. How does that feel, and how are you going to attack this racetrack tonight?
Well, I think that's the best thing going for me. I felt mid-pack, I think, in speed, so we'll see if I can hold on to it and try to outsave the people who have to work their way through the field. That'll probably be my strategy tonight.
Well, fair enough. Well, buckle up there, buddy. You're getting ready to go green, and try to keep her up front.
Thank you, John.
Todd Liston remains on the inside of row 1. Bruce Pearson to his outside. That's how they started the race. Then we had the quick yellow. Chris Hazlick back there inside of row 2. Keep an eye on Tom Hilbert. Little brother doing well. We're going green. Working lap number 7 right now. Liston with a good jump. The battle is for second position. Pearson rolls the middle line. Hazlick gets a little bit loose, and that opens the door for the double nickel of Steven Spies. Steven Spies gets to the inside. Hilbert with nowhere to go. Hilbert gets a little wide, puts it on the outside wall, right in front of John Wilson, who woes it up. That's Donnie Moore on the inside there, racing in that white number 26. Go, John.
Yeah, I was going to say, Matt stacked up the outside there pretty good, you know, and this outside, I think on restart, Soup, I think you're going to be able to use it maybe to get a spot or two early in a run, but as those tires heat up, the bottom line's where you're going to want to be.
Liston and Pearson cooking with hot fish grease right now as those two cars start to pull away. After Spees got her underneath Hayslip, he's going to have a chance to run them down. Hayslip looks in 4th position. Brendan Myers, very quietly in that light blue number 25, has moved his way up into 5th spot. The battle a little farther back. That is still Tom Hilbert, who has not been able to get down to the inside. He loses the position to Moore, loses the position to Hoos, and is in the process of losing the position to number 3. Don't take a drink, because it's Ricky Harden, not Jeffrey, as he's underneath it. 75 with Wilson on the outside, and then there he is, Jason Menda. He's already up 3 spots, and he's coming. Donnie Moore up 6, our big mover so far.
You know, Jason Menda's attitude behind the wheel is go hard, go fast. It's hard to, now, big contact between he and, who was that? That looked like the 61, and, lots of damage to that 61 car.
Little brother Tom Hilbert put into the outside wall. That'll bring out the yellow.
Well, you got to wonder about Menda's car, too. That was a hard hit.
The two dark cars. That was Menda on the inside, Hilbert on the outside. Poor Tom. He started in 3rd position. He got pushed to the outside and then really never got on the inside line. Menda sure didn't give him a whole lot of room.
Yeah, I can tell you. In fact, I experienced Thursday night. Started on the pole and ended up in a wreck pretty quick off the start. And yeah, when you got a good starting spot as a driver, and then bad luck like that happens, boy, I tell you, that one sticks with you for a few days.
Let's dial up the number 22. I'll open with this question here and see where Bruce Pearson was when we were going to. Bruce, did you not set your clock there? You almost missed the first lap. Josie Kirkland, the pace car driver, nice enough to stay out there one more lap, and he got up there. What happened?
VR headset went blank on me, and I had to reset it.
Well done. You looking good now? Everything clear for you?
Oh, yeah. I got a nice look at Mr. Liston's car in front of me.
All right. Well, you got Spees behind you. He's pretty quick. You were able to get down this time, but that was you had Hayeslick to get under this time. Spees may be a little tougher.
Yeah. Steven's a little more aggressive, too, so I have to keep an eye out for him down low.
Put very kindly. All right, good luck to you. Bruce Pearson started in 2nd, racing in 2nd, and once again, just because I want all of our viewers to say lubricated, take a drink and soup, go ahead, and he just crushed another interview all to himself that time. My partner, I knew John Hine didn't have a good question there for Pearson, so I saved, we're going back to green because I was behind. No, I wasn't. We're there, sorry. Oh, wait a minute, I hit the replay button and scared myself. I've been doing this for a while. All right.
Soup, are you the one taking a drink?
Yes, now the lights go off. Oh, my goodness. All of a sudden, I hit the button and they were racing. But now I feel good. Okay, it's Liston and Pearson. They've been up for the whole time. Liston has led all 18 laps. Stephen Spees is up from 6th on the inside. Hayeslick is on that outside position. The 25 of Myers looks good. Watch out for Donnie Moore. He's been coming. He's our big mover. We're going green. The leader is working. Lap number 20. And sure enough, look at Spees get underneath the double deuce Bruce Pearson. And the double nickel is going to get that spot. Let's see if the 25 of Brendan Myers. Myers is a notoriously clean, quiet racer. It's nice to see him racing up front so early in the race already. Started in 8th, cut that in half as he is in 4th. Look at the battle a little farther back, John.
Yeah, you got a hornet's nest. What is that, from about 8th on back or so? Side by side just as they started, and nobody's wanting to give an inch here.
Oh, that's Hazlett getting loose right in front of Ricky Harden in the 3. The outside line seems to be very scary. The 75 of Wilson would like to go, but there's nowhere for him to go as he's stuck on the outside now, working on the inside. This is where the action is. How about the Chief? Former police chief of Plain City, Ohio, the number 52 is Steve Hilbert, working on the back of John Wilson. Wilson says, none of that, officer. You better take that position behind me, which would be in the Baker's dozen position. Meanwhile, watch out, Chief. They're coming high. They're coming low. On the low side is Kurt Smith. Rolling the top side is newcomer Scott Negus. Negus out there on the 29 trying to make the top side work. Let's stay on this for a while. Everybody else is pretty much single file in front of him. Oh, Joe Segala gets in the wall as soon as I say that. and he loses positions.
Yeah, there was some contact made up there, and yeah, Joe once again kind of came out on the bad end of the stick there, kind of backed up a little bit. But now Kurt Smith has gotten to the inside of Hilbert.
We're going to jump you up to third position. Here's Brendan Myers in the 25 getting underneath Pearson. He's in the preferred position. He loses momentum off of 2, and Pearson able to tuck down in there through 3 and 4, but the 25 is not giving it up. Watching back there in the popcorn position with butter all over his racing gloves is Matt Hoos. Look at more, they get into it, and Moore checks up. Great driving as the 25 of Brendan Myers lost momentum. He's loose again. That leaves room for Donnie Moore. Can you say 3 wide? It's not gonna work. Moore says, I don't want any bit of this, and he backs out of it. Oh my goodness, that was the 45, and Jason Mendig taking it low 3 wide. They make it work. John, there is so much excitement going on all through the racing.
Southern National is putting on a show here tonight with these guys in their SKs, and it looks like you got some room to move around, and these guys are taking advantage of having that little extra space to kind of race on.
Our director has found where the action is. That's getting loose is Myers now. He opens the door. That goes Menda. There goes Moore through. Trying to get in there next. That is Jeffrey Harden. He said it finished second in the points last season. Harden's car drifts up. I thought he was going to get in the back of the 25. He did not. Watching the whole thing is the boss man, Lowell Jewell, stuck on the outside. It's the 2 on the outside and the 3 of Ricky Harden. He loses momentum. That gives a chance for the outside line of John Wilson to move. Great racing going on. Oh, getting down low. And all this is going on now. We got a battle for third. There goes Matt Hoos underneath the double
on the front stretch. Negus, Sagala, right under the start-finish line.
Is it Smith maybe that got into the back of Sagala and turned him?
Yeah.
And then Negus had nowhere to go.
John Wilson got popped there too. When Sagala went around, it kind of turned Wilson there. So,
Oh my goodness, poor John Wilson. They're not going to be able to bury him in a Jewish cemetery because he got tattooed. Watch the 75. It goes around, and here comes Negus. Boom! Oh, makes you glad it's sim racing. Yeah. All right, John, pick your driver.
We go with Donnie. I always like talk. Well, Donnie usually doesn't. I don't know if we can talk. We can try.
He knows.
Hey, Donnie.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Donnie. How are you, man?
All right, man.
Well, tell you, Southern National, you guys are putting on a show. This has been a lot of fun to watch. What's it like sitting there behind the wheel?
Man, I was an Oreo cookie there for a little bit. That 3 wide. Made it out all right.
How much fun you having?
This is a fun track. Yep.
Did the spotter tell you were in the middle there and you backed out of it?
Yeah, I saw it on my own. I thought I better back out.
All right. Well, you're up 6 spots. Have you been on the outside line yet?
Yes, and I'm on it again. It's tough out there.
All right. Good. We'll keep an eye on you.
Thanks.
Donnie Moore really did. They were coming on the top side. They're coming on the bottom side. He said, "I don't want any part of this." That's what. That's what happens when you got 5 championships under your belt. 5-time SK Modified champion, Donnie Moore.
And you know, though, if there was 10 to go, he keeps his foot in it, and chuckers or ruckers at that point.
You know, and they're doubling up right now. This is an exciting race. Before we went live, we were talking about the names that are not here. No Shepard, no Young. There was talk of Kenny Kibbe making a return to Friday nights. He's not here. It's really anybody's ball game right now. We are going green. He has led the entire way in his fluorescent colored number 87, Todd Liston. Look at the inside line work now. The double nickel of Speed's finally stuck on the outside. Matt Hoos, the Hoosinators are screaming as he looks like he's going to secure second position. Jason Menda, who started in the Baker's Dozen spot, currently in 4th. We'll call it 5th, or call it 4th, or call it 5th. It depends when you look at him. Right now, he's on the inside. They touch, and that is the 22 of Pearson who geeked it together. Moore on the outside, looking for somewhere to go. There is no room. How about the racing that the 25 of Brendan Myers has been putting on? It is Noah's Ark from third position back. It's fourth
Side by
position.
side.
Yep.
Yeah, incredible racing, man.
Side by side from fourth. All this going on behind the 3 leaders. That is Liston, Hoos, and Spees. They are
Oh,
nose to tail.
contact with Pearson. Turns
Pearson
up
gets-
end around.
We're going to get a yellow.
Harden took a big shot, almost got upside down on the inside wall.
It's fun to watch. But my dad always said you can only dance the tango in a china shop so long before someone breaks the tea set. Oh my goodness. He kept it upright. Jeffrey Harden may be getting the worst of it. Not sure what the 36, usually he has some beautiful paint scheme on that number 30. Let's look at the 36 right now. Usually he tries to make his young bride happy by putting her favorite color of purple and gold on there. This one is kind of just kind of depressing. It's
Black and gold, I kind of like it.
Okay.
But then again, I don't know. Maybe I'm just dark.
Yeah, might be in need of a little some type of mood-altering medicine there for him. I'm a little worried about him. Brandy, is your man okay? His paint scheme worries me. I'm sure it's fine.
Something that was making the rounds on social media and some of the iRacing sites. Somebody was showing a picture of a racing rig, and the seat was a coffin. They were sitting in the coffin with the steering wheel across the coffin. That makes me think of all black, driving an all black car.
Ooh. It might have been Herman Munster may have drove something like that. Man, the demographics, nobody knows who Herman Munster is.
I'm more of a lurch guy.
Yeah, nicely done. All right, John, you have impressed me with your cartoon knowledge. I'm going to throw this out to all the viewers on watching here on the YouTube channel or wherever you may be watching right now. You can't Google it. What famous race car driver drove the Thunderbolt grease slapper? All right, and I think I fooled my partner on this one. We'll give you the answer at the end of the race.
I can answer?
Yes, you know? You can answer now.
Ask the question, and real quick before they go green. Say it one more time.
Thunderbolt grease slapper.
What musician?
No, it's a famous race car driver. He's working on it. It's going to bother my partner. But right now we go the halfway mark. It is Todd Listen who has led all the way. Oh, Brendan Myers getting loose.
Who's around?
The Hoos is loose and he goes back.
Caution.
He is now the caboose. No caution. I don't know why. He spun off.
Yeah, he didn't make hard contact to the inside wall, so he's praying for a caution. He should still have pace in that car.
He's got it back rolling again. He stays on the lead lap. He falls all the way back into 14th, the last car on the lead lap. Let's look at the battle for third now. That is the Bostonian Donnie Moore on the inside of Brendan Myers. Then the Fistful of Water machine. I don't know if it actually is the Fistful of Water machine anymore, but it is the beautiful light blue Carolina sky blue. They almost make contact. Donnie Moore closes the gate on Myers as if he's Queen Elsa on Coronation Day. Oh my goodness, look at here comes Minda on the inside. And of course it's Bobby Hayes is in the Fistful of Water machine, not Brendan Myers, but they both were light blue. Look at this battle back here. This is the number 3 of Ricky Harden inside the boss man Lowell Jewell with Bruce Smith, with Kurt Smith looking on. What great racing this racetrack is putting on. If there is a star of the show, it is Southern National Motorsports Park.
These guys are pushing hard, too. I'm watching a lot of them, tap the outside wall, which means they're really, really on it coming up out of the corners, trying to use all the track to get the most speed. These guys are real busy right now.
Ricky Harden gave the boss man Lowell Jewell a suggestion on a racing line. Harden got underneath him. Lowell Jewell now on the outside, having a hard time keeping the number 2 off the wall. It gets loose again. I think he got a piece of it right under Kurt Smith. Smith would like to get this pass made before something bad happens again. Jewel really wrestling the number 2. He might be going fast, but I think he's burning up some tire equity. They touch. You can see it happening. That is Bruce Pearson who gets on the binders. He loses momentum. An opportunity for Joe Segala to get in there. Old man and Segala says not right now. He backs out. Alan Wanamaker. He started in 19th position. He's up 7. He's coming in the 74 machine. Here comes the next car in line. That is the number. What his car is that? It says number 2. It's a number 74. Sorry, the top number scared me a little bit there. Racing. Oh my goodness, the action is everywhere. Not much going on up front though. They're pretty much in line. We'll keep an eye on that. Moore is beginning to take a look at speeds for second. Maybe we better go up to second. Hate to leave a side-by-side battle, but I think the Bostonian Donnie Moore maybe might be time to put the hammer down here. He's running behind the 55. All of this excitement going on behind Todd Liston, who has no idea of the excitement that's been going on behind him because he's had clear sailing all the way in front of him. Remember, Matt Hoos got loose. He's still on the last car on the lead lap in 14th position, the 21, looking for a yellow flag. John, what do you think?
Yeah, Matt is really praying for that yellow flag, but these guys have kind of seemed to calm down a little bit. You know, one thing about these tires on this car, not only having to deal with a little wear, but when they get heat, unlike tomorrow night in the late model where the tires wear, it's getting heat in these cars that all of a sudden you lose grip. The tires on these particular cars, when you do that, man, these cars are really hard to turn.
Talk about Pearson, who has the preferred position, but Joe Segala are trying to roll the top side, and then there is that dark number 36. Yes, it is dark, but he's optimistic on what he can do on the top side, and he rolls around the 22 of Bruce Pearson. Pearson continues to hug the inside like a tight, shrunken pair of Fruit of the Looms. That means that the number 74 of Alan Wanamaker would try to find some way around.
You know, I was a Jeffrey Harden fan. I just realized that he's got a Rams helmet on, and, you know, though they were the St. Louis Rams, and they should still be the St. Louis Rams. They stole our team.
Oh, and that is the 25 of Brendan Myers getting loose, and apparently that's enough to bring out the yellow. Donnie Moore says, hey, I spun worse than that.
Yeah, Matt Hoos right now is, Brendan Myers is Matt's friend. Oh, and I think Brendan might have had a little, nope, he just was trying to make a little extra room and lost some grip out to the outside there.
He had Ricky Harden on the inside. Oh, my goodness, we are 7/10 of the way through this race. Todd Liston has led them all. John?
Yes.
Well, I go ahead and take some of my blood pressure medicine. Why don't you find someone to talk to?
Why don't we go with Jason Menda? He is always a great interview.
Okay. Dial up the number 45.
Jason, this is John. You got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
All right, buddy. You can see the front now, and man, I love watching you drive, man. You always you are the show a lot of times, man, and you're coming up through the field. What's going on behind the wheel of that 45 right now?
Hanging on for dear life.
Jason, you're up 9 spots. Donnie Moore is up 9 spots. Moore started 1 spot ahead of you. Been racing near him most of the race?
Yeah, we've been swapping back and forth. Donnie's hard to pass, so we'll see.
You're on the outside. You got Ricky Harden. He's pretty aggressive on the inside, the row behind you. Good luck.
Thanks.
Fireman Jason Menda.
You know, he's hanging on for dear life, but he's still driving the wheels off this car, man. He is so much fun to watch.
You know, sometimes we overlook the obvious, and I think we'd be remiss if we didn't say that last season's champion, Todd Liston, has led the entire race. Seems to be the car to beat right now. I don't know if he's had to race all that hard compared to the guys behind him. I would think he'd be your favorite to go these final 1/4 of a race to the end. We go green. Look at Moore pushing the 87. Get going. Liston does get going. Moore's going to try to seek if he can sneak underneath Spees. I think he's got a good chance of it. Let's see if the 26 can K off of him. Mendes says this is my opportunity to go, John.
Yeah, Spees is going to get hung out here.
It was Menda who was right behind the 55, the blue number 55, and he ducked down underneath. There is a battle a little farther back. Kurt Smith is on the outside. Here comes...
Oh, Donnie almost goes around.
Right in front of him. He saves the 26. Now we got 3 wide. Stuck in the middle is Ricky Harden. He's swerving. He finally gets into it with the 2, and he gets wound up, and then Segala gets into him. They're 3 wide again. Somehow, everybody keeps the cars pointed in the right direction.
For those scorekeeping at home, that was a wreck where people just didn't hit the wall.
Let's go to Kurt Smith. He's got visions now of what would be 4th position. He can't get it done. Moore has settled in to 4th spot. All this going on behind the 87. Look at this. Spees has Menda now are chasing the Evans 7. Who's got more left? I think it might be the 45.
And you know what time it's getting ready to be, and boy, you can just sense it on the track.
Coming out of corner number 3. He has led the entire way. Now, if you're Spees or Menda, if you're thinking about winning, start the mirror ball to spinning. Rip the groove, make your move. We need the funk, gotta have the funk. It's time to boogie. There you have it, and no listen of Menda. He's got his Gatsa shoes on right now. Can you see him in his bell bottoms? He's out there making his move, ripping the groove as the 45 as he gets underneath Steven Spees. This is great news back there for Liston. He says, fight it out, boys.
Oh, look, the leader just
loses it all by himself in front of the entire field. They all go by, but the race stewards are kind and they throw the yellow flag.
Boy, that's the exact same spot, too. I lost it there in the behind the wheels segment. Oh, what a heartbreak. I think he was boogieing a little too much.
It was time to boogie, and he did the splits, and the only thing that split was his pants.
Happens to me after leaving a buffet. I can sympathize.
Does he have the wherewithal? Does he have the ice water in his veins? And we're talking about Todd Liston to talk to us. I'm not going to ask him. Let's dial him up, and we'll let my partner see what happened.
Todd, this is John, man, and buddy, what happened?
Yeah, I guess that apron creeped up a little inch or two on me.
You've got just a couple of laps left here. What can you get? How far back? How well did you take care of those tires, and how far back up front can you get?
Yeah, we'll see. Some of those guys up front are still pretty fast. It'll be trying to get a position or two where I can. I'll be patient. Just try not to wreck it. Stay in the invert.
All right. Good luck to you. Todd Liston, trying to make lemonade out of lemons. John, when it was Hein behind the wheel, you didn't mention that the apron can actually move up and catch you. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I didn't either. All I know is that if you got down there, it was bad, and Todd just kind of experienced that. And, you know, the one thing is, it stinks to have to do that interview, and we thank Todd for being gracious there. But you could hear the disappointment in his voice. So, these races, we're in a virtual world. They mean something to these guys, and I'm gutted for him, man. Totally gutted.
The lights are off the pace car. Honestly, I don't know if that is not worse. I think it's easier to swallow if somebody punches you than to make that mistake on your own. That's going to be hard for him to sleep tonight. We go green. We got 10 to go. All right. It is Jason Menda, the fireman, who has worked his way up all the way from 13th position. We talked about him and Moore racing together for most of the race. Well, Donnie Moore, who was ahead of him for most of the time now, trying to get to the inside of Spees. If he can get that done, then it'll be Moore and Menda in a battle for the lead here with 10 laps to go. Finally, Moore gets the best of it. But, John, I don't know what's going to happen. These guys, they're working out there.
Yeah, Menda's driving away saying, yeah, you boys just keep fighting. And the fight is on from second to, what, sixth?
Indeed. Getting in the wall is Spees. Getting right up behind him is Kurt Smith. He gets on the binders. Nowhere to go. Ricky Harden on the inside. That allows Lowell Jewell to clear them. Jewell up into the interview position right now. Racing in third. Does he got something for more? He might. Meanwhile, check his luggage for stolen towels because he has checked out Jason Menda with a massive 0.8 of a second lead with only a handful of laps to go.
I think I must have made Lowell mad. He's driving like a spring chicken out there.
He did. My partner John Hines said that the sport had passed him by, that maybe he couldn't go fast enough. Right now, he's given Donnie Moore everything he wants. He looks to the inside on Moore. Moore says no, go right now. That slows up Spees and also Ricky Harden back there. The number 6 of Kurt Smith looking for somewhere to go. They are too wide on the outside as Myers. He's on the inside of on the inside. That black and green car there, that's the 22 of Bruce Pearson looking to make it 3 wide. Here comes Todd Liston, who's making a run up. Oh, mama. Coming across the line. Working lap number 98. It is Jeffrey Menda. Can Jason Menda win this one? Possibly. Look at the racing going on. That's Ricky Harden on the inside of Steven Spees. Sweet Sassy Molassie, they come across the line in a great battle.
Yeah, and these two last week, there at Newsom or at Five Flags, there was contact made on the last lap. So these two guys seem to find each other at the end of these races.
Show me the white flag, says Jason Menda. He gets it.
Oh, Smith is around.
Smith goes around. Menda's
Pearson's
out
around.
of board. There's a big pile up behind him. Menda will get first. Donnie Moore will take second. And the boss man, old man, but not a slow man, Lowell Jewell gets third spot.
Guess I can't make any more jokes about it. He was born when the Dead Sea was just sick.
With that, our race
I'm here all week, folks.
The broadcast is not over. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back and run down the entire finishing over, talk to Menda, Moore, and Jewell before we put a lock on the gate. You're watching the Virtual Grip Network. Don't go far. Welcome back to Southern National Speedway and VGN's opening round coverage of the 35th edition of the Bootleg Racing League's Outlaw SK Modified Invitational Series. Before we go any farther, a shout out to my cardiologist, Dr. Thumper. I am fine. Everything is going good. I've taken my meds and I was able to survive that one. We hope that you're okay because that one was exciting from the opening lap to the very end. 19 cars putting on a show. Let's give you the final order of it right now. Jason Menda and Donnie Moore started 13th and 12th respectively. Mason and Moore go 1-2 as they work their way through the field. We cannot forget the job that Lowell Jewell did. The boss man picked up 13 spots coming from 16th to get that final podium position. Ricky Harden and Steven Spees go 4th and 5th. Speed raced up front for most of the race. The back half of your top 10, Brendan Myers, Jeffrey Harden, Todd Liston, who led, spun from the lead, went all the way to the back, was in 14th position. He's going to finish with 8th. That's a win for him, considering Joe Segala, a quiet 9th. And rounding out your top 10, it is the Chief, Steve Hilbert.
Coming home 11th in his debut, Alan Wanamaker brings that 74 car home in 11th. John Wilson will come home 12th. Bruce Pearson will follow him, followed by Kurt Smith. Scott Negus, another newcomer, rounds out top 15, which will put him on the pole in his second ever.
Ooh, that'll be good.
Yeah, no pressure there. And 16th is Chris Hazlett. 17th is Matt Hoos. Thomas Hilbert is going to bring her home 18th, and I'm 19th.
Yeah, there you go.
That's 100 laps.
Let's give a tip of the hat to our newcomers here. As Alan Wanamaker finished on the lead lap, and then Scott Negus will be starting on the pole for the next round. With that said, let's go ahead and talk to a man who is not a newcomer. It is indeed the firefighter, Jason Menda, as he picks up the win. We talked to him as he worked his way through the field. 13 to first. You had to be a little surprised when you inherited the lead.
Yeah, I was gifted a few of those positions.
Yeah, you were chasing Todd Liston, and he got loose, and all of a sudden there you are in the lead, and then you're able to drive away.
Yeah, I'd like to tell you I was saving tires the whole race, but that would be a lie. I don't know. I had plenty of tire left.
Oh, did you really? Plenty of tire left. You know, from just me, tell me if I'm wrong, but just from a layman looking at the guys racing out there, it looked like, at least for a lot of the drivers, they were struggling. Were you working hard, or was it comfortable for you?
Now, I was working pretty hard. It was loose for sure. If you got, especially pinched down low, it was hard to hang on to.
Well, congratulations on the win, and you are the first person to go ahead and vote here on our VGN Fall Poll question. Here you go. If you could have any one superhero power, what would it be? He's thinking about it, folks. He's thinking about what superhero power would Jason Menda like? So many options.
It is. I don't know. The first one that pops in my head, Superman, so you can fly.
He can fly. Okay, so Superman really kind of has all the powers. It's kind of really not fair. He is really the J.R. Shepherd of superheroes. With that said, Jason Menda would like to be able to fly. Well, he flew tonight from 13th to 1st. Congratulations. First win of the season.
Thanks, Soup. I just want to appreciate y'all up in the booth. Y'all do a great job, and everybody in the league.
Got it. Jason Menda, our winner tonight. All right. You know, before we talk to Donnie Moore, I got to think talking to fish is going to be down the list of superpowers. This is my call on that one. All right, John, who you got?
Oh, I'm with Donnie, and man, one short for you, Donnie, but what a show you put on. You passed a lot of cars tonight. Walk me through your race.
You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy. You got me?
Yeah, okay, yeah, that was a race. Almost blew it there, didn't I? Boy, it got slick at the end. I was just trying to survive last 10 laps, but boy, things happen quick here, and boy, things happen.
Yeah, we saw you get sideways there coming out of 4, and to be fair, a lot of guys are doing that, and you were able to save it. When something like that happens, take me inside the helmet here for a minute. When something like that happens, is it one corner, is it two corners before you can, lower the heart rate and calm yourself back down and refocus at the job at hand?
The heart rate was pretty up there on most of this race, I'll tell you that. But the tires are less forgiving when something like that happens as opposed to other cars I've been in now. But yeah, that was a workout.
Well, that was a lot of fun for us to watch from the start to the finish. We have Ryan Seneker behind the scenes here, and he didn't know where to point the camera. Behind the wheel, I mean, could you feel that it was just a crazy race like that from behind the wheel?
Yeah, it sure was. It's just things happen so quick here, and one little bobble, one little mistake, someone's right there, boy. There's no relaxing.
Well, I tell you, you took advantage of situations where you could, and you drove the wheels off that thing. Congratulations. A great start to your season.
It is a great start to the season. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to miss next Friday. So you miss one race, and boy, that puts you in a hole you can't climb out of. So anyway, speaking of Ryan Seneca, hats off to him. He's the unsung hero. He gets no love, but boy, he makes things happen. And also, I want to thank the Matt LaVenture family. They're watching every week and giving me a support, and hats off to them, and also to my brother who might be watching tonight. He's a new BRL fan.
Oh, very good. And yeah, I remember when I first came to the league, Matt was part of the league, and yeah, we miss him, and it's good to hear his name.
Yeah, he was a fast dude too, man.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Well, that's Donnie Moore, our second place finisher tonight. And Soup, I'm going to let you take this interview because I don't know if he's talking to me yet.
No, you got it. On Saturday nights, we cover the late models, and you want to talk about Matt LaVenture. He's got himself a championship in that series.
Yes,
We'll talk more about that tomorrow night. Right now, we're going to talk about the man who's responsible for putting all of this on, but we don't want to know about what it's like to run the league. We want to know what it was like to run this race. 16th to 3rd, the boss man, Lowell Jewell. Nicely done, and you were competitive at the end.
Thank you. I don't know which is harder, running the league or running that race. I kept ticking that right rear off, and you got to give it a couple laps to get it back. Meanwhile, it's like racing on ice.
Yeah, you know, we were watching it from the booth up here. We could tell that it was loose. Every driver we talked to said it was loose, but it put on quite a show. You were able to keep it clean. Did you get involved in any incidents starting so far back?
I think I might have come down and turned somebody there in the beginning. I don't know who it was, but other than that, it was just a lot of Nerf bar banging on that.
Got it. Well, we're going to get you out on this because the YouTube chat has been going on fire about this. You are a truck driver. First question we have to ask you is, what's the speed limit on the roads you're driving when you're on the road out there? 65?
70.
70. Okay, well, that's going to make it easier, and I think the guys in the YouTube chat are going to be sad. The big question was, are you older or younger than the speed limit? Well, I think now it's clear. What is it?
I did not. I had nothing to do with that question.
Come on, it was clear when the speed limit was 65. It's still clear when it's 70.
Okay. Congratulations, Lowell, on a nice run. Always great to talk to you, man.
You guys think you're funny. Have a good night.
Hey, I don't...
We know we're funny.
It's just what they're talking about in the chat. I don't bring it up. I just tell you what's going on. With that said, we're going to call it a night, but hang on. You may want to wonder when we're... What? Oh, go ahead, John.
I was going to say, I was going to try to come up with an answer for your trivia.
I don't know if we should do it now or make people wait. Let's give it to you. The driver of the Thunderbolt Grease Slapper is?
I was going to go with Wendell Scott.
No. I'm sorry.
Wrong.
It is the famous Tom Slick. Go ahead and Google it, folks. Tom Slick.
You finally got me on one.
All right. When you Google it, you'll appreciate that. With that said, we're going to tell you when we can give more of this fine entertainment. That's going to be tomorrow night. It's going to be Martinsville Speedway Round 2, Friday night. Well, that's going to be next week. We're going to Martinsville for this one. But we will. Oh, it's going to be in 2 weeks. You know why? Because we're off for Egg Sunday there. Easter Sunday is coming up, so it'll be 2 weeks. But wait, you don't have to wait that long because tomorrow night we'll be back right here at Southern National Speedway for the aforementioned late model series where Matt LaVenture is a former champion. And you're going to see if J.R. Shepard can go ahead and win his 19th championship in that one. That's going to be just about the same time. You can see it on the screen. Those broadcasts, all future broadcasts, all past broadcasts have been a production of the Virtual Grip Network. With that said, we're going to look in the coat closet for your hat. We don't see one, so we're just going to say, until next time, have fun storming the castle.